The Australian government is urgently seeking answers after appearing to be blindsided by reports of a potential Russian airbase in Indonesia. A US defence media outlet claims Russia has requested to station military aircraft at an Indonesian base positioned around 1,300 kilometres from Darwin. But when our Defence Minister, Richard Marles, spoke to his Indonesian counterpart, he was told that reports of Russian aircraft operating in the country are not true. For more, we're joined live in Brisbane by Foreign Minister Penny Wong. Good morning to you, Minister. Indonesia
Morning,
says...
good to be with you.
Indonesia says this isn't true. Can you help clear this up this morning?
Yes, it is. We learnt two things yesterday, Nat. I mean, the first thing we learnt is that Indonesia is not contemplating any Russian operating base on its territory. That was made very clear to us, both in terms of my outreach to the Foreign Minister and, of course, the Defence Minister's outreach to his counterpart. But the second thing we learnt is Peter Dutton is too reckless and too aggro to be Australia's Prime Minister. We dealt with this professionally, appropriately, through the channels and relationships that we have built with our counterparts in the region. What did Peter Dutton do? He fabricated a statement by the President of Indonesia. The man who wants to be our Prime Minister fabricated a statement by the President of Indonesia in order to make a political point. Okay. Unbelievably reckless.
Which one? Because I just want to clear up. He said it would be a Dutton said it would be a catastrophic failure of diplomatic relations if your government had no forewarning. So if you didn't know before this US defence media outlet announced that this was an approach by Russia, did you know, your government know, before it was announced by the US?
Well, hang on. There's no announcement. I'm sorry, I just don't accept the way you've formulated the question now.
Sure.
There's no announcement. There's a report of a request. We have confirmed that Indonesia is not contemplating any Russian aircraft operating in its territory. I would make the point, I think we are all well aware, Indonesia and Russia have had an historic defence cooperation arrangements or have historically cooperated on the defence front. One of the reasons that it has been so important for us in this term of the government to establish a defence cooperation agreement between Australia and Indonesia is because we understand that our security is deeply connected to Indonesia. But what Peter Dutton did was he fabricated a statement by the President of Indonesia. He said that President Prabowo had made a statement to this effect. That was not true. Shows he is too reckless and too aggro to be the Prime Minister, because he said that, Nat, in order to play politics here. Well, national security is not a political game.
Yes, and look, I know we are in the middle of an election campaign and that happened yesterday. What I want to know is, did your government know about the approach from Russia to Indonesia before it was made public?
Well, hang on, we have not got confirmation of that approach. So I just want to be really clear. We have not got confirmation of that approach. What we have is a report which we have confirmed from the Indonesians that it is not correct to assert that there has been any contemplation of a Russian base. That's what is important in terms of Australia's national security.
So we don't know that Russia approached them. That's not confirmed.
No. Well, what I can say is we have asked the Indonesians, they have confirmed they are not contemplating any Russian aircraft operating from their territory. Now, that is not how Peter Dutton put the proposition yesterday at all. What he said was there had been a statement by the President of Indonesia that there would be these operations. Now, it's simply too reckless to be Prime Minister. You don't do that with your international relationships.
Okay. Penny Wong, we thank you for your time today.